time. So first, real view today of Dallas versus Sacramento tonight. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Who's got all the pressure? And I want to give you just kind of a top line. Is it Zach LaVine? The Bulls are playing over there. The Bulls have a better record since the trade than the Kings do. Again, the Bulls playing tonight. Maybe they win, the Kings lose, or they both keep winning. There's this, people comparing the two, which is probably silly, but it happens. Is it Domantas Sabonis, who's not built for the playoffs and who Kevon Looney shut down 10 years ago or whatever, so he sucks? Is it DeMar DeRozan, who left the Raptors, and the Raptors shortly thereafter won a world championship? Is DeMar a guy who is made for the playoffs, and he doesn't have a lot of time left in that career? Is it Doug Christie trying to get a coaching job and prove that he can be the guy to lead this team? Normally, this would be like the dominant storyline would be, are they going to retain Doug Christie next year? Because let's be honest, I don't know that this will work. It certainly was an exception from Luke Walton into Mike Brown, but Doug, who has roots here, who was a broadcaster here after being a player, and then went on to the coaching staff with Luke Walton, then became an assistant to Mike Brown, then became the head coach when Mike was let go. I don't know that this is going to happen this way. I hope it does not, but you would think odds are, based on what normally happens, if Doug Christie was replaced next year, that coach is probably going to want his own staff. And Doug's going to want to pursue another head coaching gig, which means we might lose Doug from the community, at least during the NBA season. So there's a lot of pressure to go around. And I haven't even gotten to Vivek Ranadive and Monty McNair, but is there anybody that stands out to you?
Honestly, I think it is Doug. And he's not playing. He's evaluated. All right. Your coaches are evaluated on wins and losses and how did you do, your challenges, your timeouts, your rotations, who you played, your adjustments, all that. The reason I would say Doug is this, Dave. I think no matter if Sabonis, LaVine, DeRozan, who you mentioned, any other player plays great, plays terribly, they all have contracts. They're all going to be either Kings or somewhere in the league. We don't know about Doug yet, right? I mean, as much as I want him to be here, I want him to be here for the most successful coach the Kings have ever had. That's what I would root for, but none of that is guaranteed. I don't know truly what the front office and overall management thinks of him and of the job he's done. I think he's done a great job, but that's not my decision. So I would say, as far as future on the line, I don't know that it should be on this game tonight, but it could be, right? I mean, if it's a bad home loss, that's probably a tougher one to bring the entire team back. But if that meant they moved on from Sabonis or moved on from DeRozan or LaVine, those guys all will be in the NBA next year and have a job. I don't know if the same would be for Doug. So that's why I guess I would lean towards Doug as the most, if that makes sense.
I feel like, and trying to predict what this franchise is going to do is off the floor is about as tough as trying to predict what they'll do on the floor. But I feel like if the Kings, regardless of how it happened, if the Kings lost tonight, I think that would do more damage to people's futures than the positives that would come out of them winning. And what I mean is, if they lost tonight, they were one and done, and they went home off their home floor, I think you would be far more likely to have all kinds of clear-outs happen. Yes. Whereas I don't think if they beat Dallas and lost to Memphis, I just don't know if – I don't even know if even that win against Dallas would be like, well, we didn't win a playoff game. I just don't know that that would even factor in.
Yeah, but when you say more clear-outs, are you saying front office, coach, players too? I mean, players are harder to do, not that they can't be moved and dealt and traded. And there's a few guys that you'd have to decide whether you're re-signing them, like a Lyles and so on and so forth. But if we're kind of looking at the core players, you think there would be some serious movement amongst the guys we mentioned, DeRozan, LaVine, Sabonis?
I highly, highly doubt LaVine would get moved for a myriad of reasons. Number one, he has an incredibly immovable contract. Number two, this ownership has been fascinated by Zach LaVine since Vlade was here. And number three, to move LaVine in the offseason, unless it was unless somebody offered you Luka or that type of deal like we just talked about, I think it would be an admission that they completely tanked the Fox trade. So I would put LaVine down as one of the least likely guys to move. I think the guy that is most likely to be moved, other than, as you said, Trey Lyles is out of contract. You're going to see some maneuverations, but
sure.
I think DeMar DeRozan, whose contract is another year plus, I think at 25-ish a year. It's not a tremendously huge contract. It's a big contract. It's not huge. And DeRozan's a guy that can not only plug in and give you 20 plus points a game, but also, especially, whether you're bringing him on as another piece to a title contender, I doubt, or you're bringing him into a younger up and coming team that needs clutch scoring and a veteran presence. I think DeRozan's movable. I don't think you're going to get a ton back for him, but I do think he's movable. So yeah, I would say if I had to rank entities or people that I thought were most likely to move this offseason outside of the Trey Lyles types, I think number one most likely would be DeMar DeRozan. Number two would be Doug. Number three would be Monty.
Yeah, okay. I see it.
Yeah. Again, that's not what I'm pulling for. And I think,
right, of course.
And obviously some of those things can, and you never know. We may be looking at Keegan Murray in a first round pick but you just don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. But the first thing they're going to have to do is, and I hope they do it right away, if you're going to make a move in that front office, you better do it. If you're going to make a move with the coach, you better do it. Get it all in place before. Well, I guess it doesn't matter with the draft. That is maybe that does allow them to do whatever. They don't necessarily have to worry about the draft unless they maneuver up, because that pick is almost certainly going to Atlanta unless they win the lottery. It'll be a very interesting offseason. But listen, we're not there yet. We're not even close. This team, Jason, I've said it before, this team is 18 wins from a championship right now.
It's almost too easy, Dave.
You can smell it.
Yes.
Either that or that's the beignets. We'll take a break. When we come back, Chuckles Cooperstein himself. Don't call him that. He is the legendary radio voice of the Dallas Mavericks. Kind enough to join us this morning